leading by a lot, okay? Well, that's pretty good, right?
All right, Donald Trump really liking that, regardless of what happens in Nevada, setting his sights on those big states, especially states where his opponents reside. Texas for Ted Cruz, Ohio for John Kasich. That would be a signature development, of course, if he were to win in either or both of those states. Montel Williams is supporting John Kasich, and he raises an interesting point here. If he beats either in their home state, that would certainly be a body blow, but particularly your guy, Kasich. What do you make of that?
Well, Neil, let's make sure we understand exactly what he just said. He said, I'm winning by a lot in Ohio. Well, he's only winning by 5% on a Quinnipiac poll that, and back in October, that poll had him at 23%, and he's risen since October to only 31%. But if you look at John Kasich in that same poll, in October, Kasich was sitting at 13%. He's now at 26%. He is still growing where Donald has hit his limit. And that 5% isn't huge. It's within the margin of error, which is only 3.5.
Fair enough. But
so
do
there's
you
going to be a
think do you think it is good for you with your numbers? But what do you make of that, Montel, that obviously Donald Trump, this would be slaying the two beasts that are threats to him right now. If he can beat Marco Rubio in Florida, as he hopes to do, if he can beat Ted Cruz in Texas, and if he can beat your guy, Governor Kasich in Ohio. Would you, whatever your opinions of the guy, would you say that would be a triple death blow?
I think it would be a blow, but I think you've got to also deal with the other 15 states in the Midwest. And Donald Trump is not going to take them all. Now, hopefully, and I think he's going to very clearly show you how he will smack around Rubio. Rubio is going down, and I think it's going to go down very, very quickly because people can see through the fact that we have somebody who hasn't accomplished a single thing at all. And we see what has happened when you already put a senator in office who was the same level of experience.
Well, maybe that's why they're looking at Donald Trump. He's just wrapped things up in Sparks, Nevada right now. He gets thousands to go to these events. You're quite right to point out whether the same number show up to the polls, particularly a caucus state where it can be kind of confusing, particularly in Nevada where it's very confusing.
In Nevada, you also know Nevada. You said it earlier in the same segment. You said that only 7% of Nevadans show up to this. So 7% is not going to clearly demonstrate anything. Even goes up about another percentage point. Look, here's the bottom line. John Kasich is one of the only people in this game that right now is the adult that has accomplished things. He has balanced budgets. He has gotten a definitive portion of the minority vote in Ohio that Donald Trump will never touch. And truthfully, the Republicans wrote this playbook after they lost the last election. You keep playing with people who are so divisive that they are alienating minorities from the pack. There is zero way that Donald Trump can overcome an 8-to-1 advantage among minorities the same way a Kasich.
But you know, Montel, you and I talked about last time we were together that the Trump folks have argued whatever people I'm ticking off within the Republican Party, I'm bringing far more into the Republican Party. Not only never voted Republican, never voted at all. Yeah. And so I'm on my own magnet for whole new groups. That's what he's been arguing.
But I love the numbers game, so let's play it for just a second. Remember, right now, less than 22% of the people in this country consider themselves Republicans. If you take that as a portion of the entire population, that's about 80 million people. Donald Trump is only getting 31 to 32% of that 80 million. Let's look at that. That's probably somewhere around 29 million. If those are the numbers that are he's bringing new people to the poll, right now, he's bringing in new, those numbers can't even beat Hillary Clinton. Period. Because if you take the same numbers, 26% of people in this country consider themselves Democrats, and Hillary's getting 60% of that margin. Right now alone, out of that little population, Hillary already crushes him. But you put Hillary up against...
I love you dearly, but you're just playing the numbers to suit what you're arguing here.
Well, don't we all? Isn't that what we all do?
No, wait a minute. At this stage, he's attracting about a third of the voter support within the party. People drop off. That number probably goes up. He could still get the nomination and the delegates necessary, still rolling out the rest of the states.
But Neil, you're missing independence.
I understand what you're saying. But I am just saying that in a general election, you don't think he will make up that gap that
no.
When it's a battle between negatives, that Hillary Clinton has sizable negatives if she were the nominee.
Even with her negatives right now, you look at most of the polls that come out, Hillary Clinton still beats Donald Trump. And that's what the Republican Party need to pay attention to.
Well, that depends on the poll there, too.
Correct.
And this poll, the same, you're good at numbers as you are. That would explain your vast wealth. But she used to enjoy a 30-point lead over him. Now it's a toss-up.
Yeah, but if you take a look at John Kasich, each poll that has put him against Hillary, he beats her. So why are we messing around with people who can't win or might have an opportunity to lose this? We got to pay attention. Now, let's look again. to a state like Ohio. And
what if Trump put Kasich on his ticket? Would you be okay with that?
Oh, man. What? See how you are? I thought I had you, and you throw that monkey wrench in here.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Then I and Kasich have to have a real deep conversation. You know, we would sit down and talk, because I think then he'd have to bring me on as a consultant, because I think I could probably help bridge the gap in communication between he and Donald and maybe to the rest of the country.
All right. Well, you know, you could personally kill the terrorists. That is, you have a handshake that could kill people. So I think that's an understatement. Montel, my friend, it is always good seeing you.